My precious one, hear this divine alert with your spirit open, for the Archangel Michael himself is stirring the heavens tonight. A shadow has moved through the unseen realm, and your name, yes, your very name, has been spoken in a place it does not belong. Someone has dared to steal what heaven wrote in light and tried to rewrite it in darkness. Archangel Michael says, your name carries your divine seal, your destiny code, and your spiritual authority. When your name is tampered with, your path begins to feel blurred, your energy drained, and your favor blocked for no clear reason. Have you felt lately like things that should float easily suddenly turned hard? That's not coincidence, that's interference. Beloved, your name is not just letters, it's your frequency in heaven. When someone takes it in the spirit, they try to claim your blessings as theirs, to redirect what was meant for you. And right now, Archangel Michael is exposing the one who dared to steal it. He has drawn his sword of divine fire, standing at the gates of your destiny, saying, enough. There's a reason you found this message today. You were led here because heaven doesn't want you to lose what was sealed for you before birth. You are not watching this by mistake. You are being called to reclaim your true spiritual identity before it's misused against you. Archangel Michael whispers, do not fear, for I am restoring the signature of your name in heaven. No force of shadow can carry what belongs to the light. He is commanding every false altar where your name hath been written to burn right now. The fire of the Lord is cleansing the record of your destiny. You may start to feel a strange warmth, peace, or tingling even as you listen. That is the sign of restoration beginning. Heaven is re-inking your divine name with gold light. The same authority that once felt lost will begin to rise again inside you. Doors that were mysteriously closed will reopen. Before you move away from this message, stay alert, because the next revelation will unveil who tried to take your spiritual identity and how you can seal your name in divine protection forever. Type I claim my true name in the comments if this message resonates in your spirit. Blessing code 2299 has been released for those reclaiming their divine identity. Hold on, what comes next will uncover a secret Archangel Michael revealed only to those chosen to defend their destiny. Would you like me to reveal it? Beloved light bearer, listen carefully now, for Archangel Michael is showing a vision so vivid that even the angels tremble. He says, your name was taken not by accident, but through envy. There is someone who spoke your name in the midnight hours, attempting to claim the blessings that were tied to your calling. It happened in the unseen realm, where words become weapons and intention becomes energy. They whispered your name over a false altar, hoping heaven would forget who you truly are. But what they forgot is this: heaven never forgets a name that was written by the hand of God himself. In the spirit, your name shines like a crown. Every time you do good, every time you forgive, every time you rise after pain, the light around your name grows stronger. That is why the enemy sought to steal it. He fears the power of your divine identification. Archangel Michael says, they tried to carry your name into a mirror of confusion so that your purpose would scatter. That is why lately, your thoughts have been clouded, your prayers delayed, and your peace disturbed. But hear this truth: what was stolen in darkness is being brought back into light this very moment. Archangel Michael is standing over a spiritual scroll. On it, your name appears, covered by a shadowy hand. But suddenly, a sword of blue flame strikes through that shadow. It vanishes instantly, and your name begins to glow with the brilliance of divine fire. Michael declares, your signature has been restored. Your spiritual inheritance is untouchable. The power that once was drained from your path is returning like a river breaking through the rocks. You are being remembered in heaven again. The Archangel wants you to know that your next few days may feel unusual. You might see sudden shifts, lost opportunities resurfacing, people who wronged you trying to reconnect, or dreams returning with strange clarity. Do not fear these signs. They are confirmations that the restoration has begun. The angels are repositioning your destiny. The identity theft in the spirit is being reversed. But there's something even deeper unfolding. Archangel Michael warns that the one who used your name may attempt to contact you, perhaps through a message, a dream, or a sudden memory. Do not respond in fear or anger. Simply speak out loud, "My name belongs to God alone. I reclaim it through the blood of divine light." Those words are like lightning in the spirit. They break every false claim and return the full authority of your destiny back to your soul. My dear one, before this revelation continues, prepare your heart, because what comes next will reveal how this name theft began and the ancient law that allows it to be permanently broken. Many do not know this secret. You had heard the voice of Michael reveal it. You are about to hear what most will never be told. Type "I am sealed in light" in the comments if this message speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 4411 is now active for divine restoration. Stay close. The next revelation will open the mystery of how your name was chosen before time began, and why darkness has always tried to claim it. Trust me, you'll want to hear this next part. Shall I continue? Child of divine destiny, the moment you heard your name in this message, something awakened inside your spirit. That's because your name was never a coincidence. It was spoken in heaven long before you took your first breath. Archangel Michael reveals that before the foundation of the earth, your name was whispered in the courts of light. It carried the essence of your purpose, your mission, and your spiritual signature. Every syllable of your name vibrates with the frequency of your divine assignment. That is why the forces of darkness target it, because to attack your name is to attack your calling. Michael says every name written in light has a mirror in the shadow realm. The enemy tries to create counterfeit versions to confuse heaven's record. This is how spiritual theft happens. When someone speaks your name in malice, jealousy, or manipulation, they try to pull that mirror version into reality. They attempt to make you walk under their shadow, so that your blessings flow toward them instead of you. It is a silent warfare, but heaven is exposing it now. The Archangel stands guard over the book of life, declaring, "Every stolen name shall be returned to its rightful owner." You might have wondered why certain blessings slipped away just when you were about to receive them, or why you suddenly felt unseen, unheard, or overlooked. That's what happens when a counterfeit name begins to interfere with your real one. But tonight, Archangel Michael raises his sword of fire and cuts through the counterfeit. He is declaring, "This one belongs to the light." No force of deception can cover their identity again. The heavenly fire is rewriting your signature in golden ink. You are being sealed by divine authority. Archangel Michael instructs you to speak these words aloud when you finish this message. I reclaim my name in full divine alignment. I cancel every false record attached to me. I am known in heaven by my true light. When you say these words with faith, the heavens respond instantly. A roar of angelic power moves through your lineage, cleansing your name through generations past and future. The bloodline curse breaks, and the spiritual rights of your identity return in full measure. Michael is also revealing a divine key, a sacred number connected to your restoration. The number 7. It represents completion and divine sealing. If you begin to see repeating sevens after watching this, know that heaven is confirming your restoration process has begun. When you see 777, whisper, My name is sealed, and feel the energy of divine authority rising within you. And now listen carefully, because this part is crucial. Archangel Michael says the battle over your name is not just about you. It's about what your voice is meant to release to others. You carry light codes that awaken people trapped in darkness. That's why the enemy wanted your name hidden. But no more. You are rising again, and your light will speak louder than ever before. Before you move on, let your spirit anchor this truth. Say softly, I am not forgotten. I am named by heaven. I am restored. Let peace flow through you as your spiritual identity aligns again. If you have felt this message move through your soul, then help this mission of light reach others who need to hear their own name restored. Like this video, share it so more souls can awaken, and comment with your testimony below. Subscribe so you never miss these divine revelations that Archangel Michael sends through us. Type I am redeemed in light in the comments if this word touched your spirit. Blessing code 7777 has now been released. And before this revelation continues, listen closely, because this part is not just about receiving. It's about participating in what heaven is doing across the earth. When you give into this mission, you're not just supporting a channel, you're sowing into the redemption of names, destinies, and lives. Every offering releases light into dark spaces where people have forgotten who they are. As you plant this seed, imagine it as a beam of fire in the spirit, restoring identities across nations. I, too, hear the Archangel whisper, what you release into light returns multiplied. This is your moment to act prophetically, to stand with heaven in this movement of restoration. Your giving is not a donation. It's a declaration that light wins. If you feel led, send your support through Super Thanks, channel membership, or through PayPal using the link in the video description. The heavens record your seed as covenant. Let this be your moment of obedience and breakthrough. Beloved vessel of divine light, the Archangel now unfolds a mystery that very few understand, the mystery of the naming scroll. Long before you arrived on this earth, a scroll was written in the celestial halls, carrying your spiritual identity, your sound, and your authority. It was handed to Archangel Michael, sealed with divine wax, and placed within the archives of heaven. Every angel knows the resonance of that scroll. It glows whenever your spirit moves in alignment with divine purpose. But the moment your name was spoken in darkness, that scroll flickered, as if a shadow tried to overlay your original pattern. This is the battle between divine record and counterfeit design. Michael says, the shadow realm cannot create, it can only imitate. So when the enemy steals a name, he does not gain power. He borrows what he cannot sustain. A light within your name begins to burn him. That is why those who misuse your name begin to fall into confusion, sickness, or unrest. Heaven does not allow what is divine to be held by darkness for long. Right now, a resealing process has begun. The Archangel is pressing the wax of restoration over your name scroll once more. You may feel a subtle shift even as these words reach your ears, a tingling near your chest, a warmth near your heart. That is the seal being renewed. Your name is being spoken again in the Hall of Records, surrounded by light beings who witness every restoration. The voice of Michael echoes, let the true name rise again. And suddenly, your name glows brighter than before. It becomes untraceable to every dark mirror. It is hidden now within divine light, unreachable, unstealable, untouchable. You are entering a phase where confusion will fade, ideas will return, and clarity will become your companion. It is the sign that your spiritual identification has been restored and upgraded. Beloved, Have you noticed how sometimes you forget who you used to be? Your confidence fades, your purpose feels lost, your reflection in the mirror feels foreign. That is the result of name distortion. It pulls the image of God away from your inner knowing. But tonight, as Michael's sword flashes in the heavens, the reflection is returning. You will soon begin to recognize yourself again. The old energy, the one that made you doubt your value, will no longer have access to you. Archangel Michael now commands, from this moment forward, no dark altar shall carry your name again. Every false inscription burns by holy fire. The smoke of that burning rises as a sign of your freedom. Heaven celebrates this restoration as a victory. You may even feel lighter, as though something unseen has been lifted off your shoulders, because it has. Before this revelation closes, listen carefully, for what comes next will uncover how your ancestral line may have carried fragments of this same battle. The Archangel says you are not just restoring yourself, you are restoring generations. The next revelation will expose what your ancestors lost and how you are the chosen one to redeem it. Stay close, for the veil is about to lift even more. Type "I am sealed by fire" in the comments if this resonates within your spirit. Blessing code 9911 is now active for divine restoration and generational cleansing. Hold steady. The next revelation will reveal the ancestral mystery tied to your name and why you were chosen to end this spiritual theft once and for all. You will not want to miss what unfolds next. Would you like me to continue? Chosen one. As the heavenly scrolls turn once more, Archangel Michael's voice deepens like thunder rolling across eternity. He says, the battle over your name did not begin with you. It began with those who came before you. The angels are showing ancient pathways now, roads your ancestors walked, covenants they made, promises they broke, and words they released unknowingly. Some of them carried unfulfilled vows, some spoke their names before false altars seeking power, love, or survival. Those words echoed through generations until they found you. And when darkness tried to steal your name, it was simply following the echo of an old agreement. But now, heaven has decided that the echo ends with you. Archangel Michael says your bloodline hath been waiting for this moment. There were those who prayed for redemption, but never lived to see it. They passed the hope into your DNA. You were chosen to stand as the bridge, the one who breaks the unfinished covenant and restores divine alignment to your entire lineage. Heaven trusted your spirit to hold that power. It is why your battles have felt so intense, so personal, so heavy at times. You have been carrying not just your own name, but the weight of those who came before you. But tonight, the burden is lifting. The Archangel has drawn a circle of divine fire around your ancestral name chain, and one by one, the links are breaking. As the links dissolve, you may feel emotions rise, sudden tears, memories you thought were forgotten, faces from your past appearing in your thoughts. These are not random. They are the echoes leaving your system. Let them go with peace. The light is cleansing your timeline. Archangel Michael declares, the false inheritance is ending, and the true inheritance is being restored. Your name will no longer carry the residue of your ancestors' pain. It will only carry the blessing of their prayers. You are stepping into the position of divine restoration they dreamed of but could not reach. Here's a scroll being rewritten even now. It carries your family name, glowing like molten gold. On that scroll, the word redeemed is engraved beside your lineage. The moment the Archangel presses his seal, every curse of identity loss, confusion, or limitation that haunted your bloodline is permanently erased. Heaven is rewriting your story from the roots upward. You will begin to see generational patterns breaking, cycles of failure turning into cycles of favor, confusion turning into vision, silence turning into divine voice. Michael reminds you, when you rise, your entire line rises with you. This restoration is not only about your present life, but about thousands who came before and those who will come after. You are the chosen repairer of the breach. That is why the enemy feared your awakening. But the sword of the Archangel has already made its mark. The shadow is retreating, the echo is silenced, and the light of your name shines unbroken. And now listen closely. In the next divine unveiling, the Archangel will reveal the covenant of sound, the sacred vibration that protects your name from ever being stolen again. This is not mere knowledge, it is spiritual technology from heaven itself. When spoken, it seals you permanently within divine frequency. Type "I break the ancestral chain" in the comments if this message burns within your spirit. Blessing code 1188 has now been activated for bloodline restoration and divine remembrance. Hold your faith firm. The next revelation will unlock the secret frequency of your name, the one the Archangel calls the covenant of sound. It is the key to permanent divine protection. Beloved of the Most High, the Archangel now draws you deeper into the mystery of divine frequency. He says, every soul carries a sound that only heaven can recognize. Before you were even born, your spirit was tuned to a specific vibration, a sacred tone that identifies you in the heavenly realms. When angels hear that sound, they respond instantly, for they know it belongs to one who carries divine purpose. A tone is hidden within your name. It is not merely the way humans pronounce it. It is the spiritual vibration beneath the letters, a living energy that resonates with light. When darkness tries to steal your name, it also tries to distort your sound. That's why you may have noticed moments when your prayers felt unheard, or your words carried no weight. It was never because heaven ignored you. It was because your frequency was under interference. Archangel Michael says, they wanted to mute your spiritual sound, to silence your divine vibration. But this very night, heaven is restoring it. The Archangel is releasing what he calls the covenant of sound, a divine shield of resonance that ensures your voice can never again be stolen, silenced, or substituted in the spiritual realm. Heaven is conducting a retuning of your name even now. It's like the universe itself is aligning to your frequency again. Michael raises his flaming sword, and from it, waves of luminous sound ripple through your spiritual body. You might even feel vibrations around your chest or ears. It is the angelic tone merging with your original one. He declares, from this moment, your sound is untouchable. Whoever tries to use your name for manipulation will find only silence. Every dark echo that once carried your name now dissolves into dust. Your frequency is recalibrated to heaven's wavelength. Archangel Michael explains that sound is the oldest covenant. Long before words were written, creation responded to sound. God said, "Let there be light," and the universe obeyed. In that same way, your divine name carries the power to create, restore, and protect. You have authority through your voice, and when you speak aligned with heaven, all lower vibrations bow to your command. The Archangel urges you to begin speaking with intention again. When you pray, decree, or even whisper your name with faith, it becomes a key that opens divine doors. Your words will soon carry weight again, not just in the physical, but in the spiritual realms where destiny unfolds. Here's something more, beloved. The Archangel says a hidden number has been attached to your spiritual frequency, the number 12. It represents divine government and alignment. When you see 1212 or 1212 on clocks or signs, take it as confirmation that your spiritual frequency is restored. Whisper, "My sound is sealed," and know that heaven just echoed your words in return. The divine network recognizes you again. Michael's presence is strong now. He stands behind you with wings of blazing sapphire, whispering, "Your sound hath been found." Your name is now protected in the covenant of divine resonance. Feel that peace settling over your heart. It is heaven tuning you back into harmony. The Archangel hints that the next revelation will take you even deeper into the realm of divine reversal, where everything that was stolen under your name will begin returning to you multiplied. What was lost, forgotten, or delayed will find its way back under divine command. Type "My sound is sealed" in the comments if your spirit feels the vibration of this message. Blessing code 1212 is now active for restoration and divine resonance. Wait for the next revelation, beloved. It will show you how Archangel Michael commands the return of everything your stolen name was once connected to, and how heaven will make it find you again. Beloved guardian of divine identity, Archangel Michael now opens the chamber of divine reversal. His voice thunders through the unseen realm. What was stolen under your name must return, multiplied and purified. The spiritual law of reversal is not one of vengeance but of balance. When something taken by darkness is reclaimed in light, it must return with increase. This is the law of divine compensation. Every delay, every betrayal, every lost opportunity that came after your name was tampered with. All of it is now commanded to come back to you sevenfold. Michael raises his sword and declares, "The debt of destiny shall be paid in full." You may begin to notice the movement already. People who once overlooked you will suddenly remember you. Opportunities that vanished will reappear, but with greater potential than before. Even memories or creative ideas that seemed gone will reawaken, alive with new brilliance. This is the evidence of divine reversal. The Archangel says, when the light reclaims its own, nothing remains in the enemy's storehouse. Every counterfeit blessing that carried your energy is now returning through divine channels. What was once used against you will now work in your favor. There is a vision unfolding now in the spirit realm. Michael stands at the gates of a great vault made of light. Inside are treasures, documents, ideas, and callings, all labeled with your name. For a long time, those gates were locked by confusion and fear. But as the Archangel touches the gate with his sword, the seal breaks. The flood of golden energy pours out, moving toward you like a living river. He proclaims, "Receive what belongs to you." Your name is once again the key to your inheritance. This is not just about material blessings, though those will follow. This reversal is deeper. It is the restoration of peace where there was anxiety, clarity where there was chaos, strength where there was exhaustion. Your inner authority returns first, and then everything else aligns around it. The Archangel says, your inner world commands your outer world. That's why heaven restores the core before the surface. You will soon begin to sense a powerful confidence returning, a knowing that you are seen, known, and established again. That is your spiritual signature reforming. The Archangel warns that the enemy may attempt a final whisper, a thought of doubt, guilt, or unworthiness. When it comes, respond boldly, "My name is restored by light." Every false claim is void. Speak it aloud. A declaration shuts the door permanently. Every time you reaffirm your true name, you strengthen the seal. You are no longer reacting to the past. You are commanding your divine present. Archangel Michael smiles now, saying, "The reversal is complete. You will soon witness signs of repayment in unexpected forms. Stay humble but alert, for heaven's repayment does not delay." You may see the number 717, the mark of divine return and multiplied restoration. When you do, whisper. The reversal is in motion, and feel the current of abundance around you. But even as the Archangel celebrates your restoration, he begins to reveal something more, something few are ever shown. He says there exists a higher level called the Mantle of Divine Identity, where not only is your name protected, but your entire presence carries the power of protection for others. The next revelation will unveil how you can walk in that mantle and help others reclaim what was stolen from them. Type "I receive my divine reversal" in the comments if this truth resonates with your soul. Blessing code 7177 has been released for multiplied restoration. Before you move away, take a breath and let your spirit settle in this peace. What comes next will elevate you into the mantle where your very presence becomes a shield for others. The transformation is about to deepen beyond anything you've known. Beloved warrior of divine light, the Archangel now leads you into what he calls the Mantle of Divine Identity. This is not just a restoration of your name, it is a full elevation of your spiritual authority. Michael says, when heaven restores a name, it also restores the crown that name was meant to carry. You are no longer merely recovering what was lost. You are now being equipped to defend and activate the same deliverance for others. This is why your trials were so intense, why your warfare felt so personal. You were being trained, not punished. The Archangel reveals, those who survive the theft of their name are anointed to free others from the same bondage. Heaven now calls you a defender of divine identity. The Mantle of Divine Identity is both armor and assignment. When it comes upon you, your words gain weight in the unseen world. Angels begin to respond to your voice differently because they recognize the seal of authority on you. The Archangel says, you have been through the fire of identity loss, and now you carry the authority of restoration. Every prayer you speak from this moment forward will echo with the vibration of divine truth. You will begin to notice that people feel peace just being near you, because your very presence will carry the frequency of restoration. You become a living confirmation that light cannot be stolen, only delayed, and now that delay has ended. Michael is showing a vision of a golden cloak descending over your shoulders. It shivers with symbols, some ancient, some celestial. They represent your victories in the unseen realm. He places his hand on your head and says, receive this mantle. You will speak, and stolen names will find their owners again. As he speaks, a radiant wind flows from his wings encircling you. This wind is the breath of divine authority. It carries the memory of every time you were attacked and stood firm. Every scar becomes a source of strength, every wound a well of wisdom. You are not the same person who began this journey. Heaven recognizes you as reborn under the signature of divine purpose. There's a reason you're hearing this now. The Archangel says heaven is raising a remnant. Souls who will restore light where false identity has ruled for too long. You are part of that remnant. You may soon feel called to speak healing over names, families, or forgotten dreams. When that moment comes, do not doubt yourself. Simply whisper, by the light of my restored name, I release divine remembrance. The atmosphere will shift immediately. You will carry what Michael calls restorative fire, a frequency so pure that no dark mirror can reflect it. Heaven also releases a sign to confirm the arrival of your mantle, the number 888. It is the seal of new creation, abundance, and divine commissioning. When you see this number in the coming days, know that the Archangel is near, guiding you into your next assignment. Whisper, I walk in my mantle, and the angels will align around your path. Beloved, your transformation is stirring something powerful in the spirit realm. The Archangel says that your voice will now be used to awaken others who have forgotten their divine identity. Every time you share light, the same restoration that found you will begin to flow through them. You have become a vessel of remembrance. If this message has touched your spirit, pause for a moment. Like, share, and comment your testimony below. Every interaction sends this message of light to another lost soul who needs to hear it. Subscribe to stay aligned with these divine revelations from Archangel Michael. Together we expand heaven's reach on earth. Type "I wear the mantle of light" in the comments if this word confirmed your calling. Blessing code 8888 is now active for divine commissioning. Beloved, this mission is not just a message, it is a movement of restoration. When you sow into this channel through Super Thanks, channel membership, or through the PayPal link in the video description, you are not giving to a person. You are releasing divine fire into the world. Every seed helps awaken another soul who has forgotten their divine name. The Archangel declares, every act of giving becomes a torch that ignites remembrance in another heart. This is your prophetic moment to act, to stand as one who carries light forward. As you give, decree, "I sow restoration." Heaven records that decree and multiplies it back into your life. The windows of divine compensation open over those who partner with the work of light. Let this be your sacred moment to plant in eternal soil. Beloved keeper of divine fire, Archangel Michael now leads you beyond restoration and mantle into the realm of activation. He says, now that your name and sound are restored, heaven will begin to use your presence as a portal of remembrance for others. This means that wherever you go, light will awaken in the hearts of those around you. Conversations will shift. Atmospheres will realign. People will start to feel a strange calm, a subtle stirring of faith, even without knowing why. Michael reveals that this is not coincidence. It is the result of your spiritual frequency radiating from the mantle you now carry. You have become a living instrument of divine vibration, a walking reminder that heaven still intervenes. But the Archangel cautions, with greater light comes greater discernment. The same way your sound attracts angels, it also exposes shadows that cannot stay near you. Do not be surprised if certain people withdraw, if old connections fade, or if environments begin to feel too small for your spirit. These are signs that your energy no longer fits the patterns of limitation. Heaven is elevating you into divine alignment. Every door that closes is a shield. Every silence is a redirection. You are being led into a new season where your name will open the exact doors heaven designed for you, and none other. In the vision that unfolds, Archangel Michael stands upon a field of light. Round him, countless orbs shimmer, each one representing a soul whose identity has been restored through the testimony of another. He points to one orb and says, "This one awakened because you spoke. This one remembered because you prayed. This one was freed because you refused to stay silent." The Archangel wants you to understand that your story carries deliverance. The pain that once threatened to break you is now the power that sets others free. That is the mystery of redemption. It transforms what once wounded you into the very instrument of healing. Heaven is now amplifying your reach. The Archangel declares that the word multiplication has been written beside your name in the book of life. Every action of light you release from this point forward will multiply its impact. One act of kindness will ripple through families. One declaration of faith will open unseen paths. You will become a living testimony that restoration does not end, it expands. As you walk in this truth, you will begin to sense divine timing aligning perfectly around you. Delays will break. Synchronicities will increase. Heaven's rhythm will guide every step. But the Archangel also gives a gentle warning. He says, protect the purity of your sound. Do not use your words to curse or judge, for what carries power to bless also carries power to destroy. The authority in your voice is sacred. Use it wisely. Every blessing you speak will manifest faster now, because heaven has verified your frequency. When you speak light, light will answer instantly. As this revelation concludes, Michael smiles and says, "You are no longer a seeker. You are a transmitter." The moment you understood your name's worth, you became a carrier of divine remembrance. Walk boldly in this truth. Let your steps remind creation that it still belongs to light. Before the next revelation unfolds, take a moment to feel gratitude. Your journey has crossed from victim to victor, from the stolen to the restored. And yet, there is still more. The Archangel will next unveil what he calls the divine exchange, the heavenly transaction where what was stolen is not only returned but transformed into greater spiritual authority. Type "I activate my light frequency" in the comments if this truth resonates within your soul. Blessing code 9696 has now been released for divine multiplication and activation. Hold steady, for the next revelation will reveal the law of exchange, the moment where heaven turns every loss into eternal authority. You will not want to miss what comes next. Beloved one, the Archangel now opens the gate to a secret few have ever glimpsed, the sacred chamber of divine exchange. His voice is calm but carries the weight of thunder when he declares, "Every loss under heaven must become seed for elevation. Nothing stolen remains empty in the kingdom of light." This is the unshakable law of divine balance. When your name was misused, when your blessings were delayed, when your peace was shaken, heaven did not ignore it. Every pain you endured became a spiritual deposit. And now, the time of divine repayment has begun. Archangel Michael says, when light is stolen, it multiplies in the realm of eternity until the rightful owner reclaims it. What you are about to receive will not merely replace what was lost. It will be greater, brighter, and weightier than before. Heaven does not return things as they were. It returns them glorified. The Archangel shows a vision of scales. On one side lies the grief, betrayal, and confusion you have endured. On the other side, beams of radiant gold begin to pour in, outweighing the darkness completely. He declares, the exchange is happening now. What was once a wound will become your weapon. What was once silence will become your song. You may already feel this shift within you. The places in your life that once felt barren will begin to bloom without effort. People who once rejected you will begin to honor your name again. Doors that were shut for years will open as if they had been waiting for your arrival. This is the sign that the divine exchange is activated. The Archangel says, the years that were devoured by false identity are being restored with compound interest. What was taken in one season will return in multiples in the next. The divine justice of heaven never forgets. The Archangel continues, every exchange begins with acknowledgement. Speak it, and it becomes sealed. So now, declare from your heart, everything taken under my name returns through the light, transformed for divine purpose. The moment you say it, the atmosphere around you begins to realign. The universe remembers your name. The angels record your decree as law. Every dark ledger that once carried your stolen essence is overwritten in flame. This is how divine authority reclaims its own. Michael reminds you of a holy truth. Exchange does not mean you go back to what was. It means you ascend to what always should have been. This new season of your life will carry the fragrance of divine compensation. Expect restoration in layers. Peace first, then relationships, then resources, then influence. Heaven restores in divine order. You will not chase. What belongs to you will find you. Every vibration of your name will now attract abundance, recognition, and favor that align with light. The Archangel also speaks a number into your spirit, 555. It is the mark of transformation and accelerated grace. When you see this number appear in unexpected places, it means the divine exchange is unfolding in real time. Whisper, the exchange is in motion, and release a wave of gratitude from your heart. Gratitude anchors blessings. It keeps the flow steady and pure. Now, beloved, as this chapter closes, the Archangel begins to prepare you for something sacred, the covenant of visibility. He says, "You have been hidden long enough. The light of your name will now shine before nations." The next revelation will reveal how heaven makes you visible again, not for pride, but for divine assignment. The world will soon recognize the authority written over your life. Type "I receive my divine exchange" in the comments if your heart bears witness to this message. Blessing code 5555 has now been activated for restoration and transformation. Wait for what unfolds next, for it is the moment when your hidden light steps forward and your name becomes a beacon for others lost in shadow. The Archangel says, "This is the unveiling. The best is yet to be shown." Beloved beacon of divine light, Archangel Michael now ushers you into the realm of the covenant of visibility. He says, "You have walked through hidden seasons so heaven could shape your strength in silence. But the time of unveiling has come. Every seed that grew beneath the soil is now breaking through. The very places where you felt unseen, unheard, or forgotten will soon become the stages where heaven displays your restoration." The Archangel's voice reverberates through the unseen realm, saying, "Rise, for your name must now shine as proof that light cannot be buried." This divine visibility is not about fame. It is about function. Heaven reveals through those it trusts. The concealment you endured was preparation, not punishment. You were hidden while your foundation was forged. Michael says, if you had been revealed too soon, your name would have been vulnerable again. But now your identity is sealed in light, and your presence carries the fire of heaven's truth. Every environment you enter will begin to shift. People will notice something radiant in you without understanding why. That is your spiritual signature announcing itself to creation. Archangel Michael shows a vision of your name written in beams of light across a vast horizon. It moves like living fire, traveling across lands and waters. He says, "This is how heaven promotes. By sound and light, not by human applause." Divine visibility means doors open without your effort, opportunities recognize you before you even knock, and voices of influence suddenly mention your name as though guided by unseen hands. It is not coincidence. It is heaven amplifying your frequency through the covenant of visibility. The world is about to see what God has been shaping in silence. Yet Michael offers a solemn instruction. He warns, do not seek to display yourself, for pride distorts the glow. Your light must remain aligned with purpose. The moment you begin to use your visibility for self, it dims. But when you use it to elevate others, to release light where there was confusion, the radiance grows exponentially. Heaven only trusts visibility to those who use it as service. That is why you were chosen. You proved faithful in obscurity, and now your reward is manifestation. Heaven has begun to call your name in rooms you have not yet entered. People will start to feel drawn toward you, sensing something familiar in your presence. The Archangel calls this phenomenon recognition by frequency. It means souls who are meant to connect with you will do so effortlessly. These divine alignments will accelerate your purpose. Do not chase them. Allow them to find you. When they do, you will feel instant peace. That is how heaven confirms partnership. Archangel Michael also reveals a sign to confirm your entry into the covenant of visibility. the number 1010. It represents divine exposure and spiritual expansion. When you see 1010 on clocks, messages where signs whisper, "The light reveals me." This is your reminder that heaven's timing is perfect and your unveiling has begun. You no longer need to struggle for recognition. Your name is already known in the courts of light. Michael's wings rise as he declares, "Let every barrier that hid this one be lifted. Let their name echo across the earth with purpose and purity." The heavens roar in agreement, and a wave of golden brilliance pours toward you. This is the moment your presence expands. You are stepping into the visibility of destiny itself. But the Archangel is not finished. He says, there is one last revelation, one final sealing, the crown of ownership. When it comes upon you, no force will ever touch your name again. That final revelation is about to complete your transformation, securing everything you've received thus far. Type "I am revealed in light" in the comments if this message awakens your spirit. Blessing code 1010 has now been released for divine exposure and purpose. Hold steady, beloved, for the next revelation will unveil the crown of ownership, where heaven places its final seal over your destiny. The journey of restoration reaches its completion there, and your name will be eternally protected. Beloved, the heavens fall silent now, and the light around Archangel Michael turns into pure gold. This is the final revelation, the crown of ownership. His voice softens but carries immeasurable authority as he speaks. The moment has come for heaven to mark what belongs to it forever. Your name is no longer contested. It is sealed under divine ownership. Every struggle, every moment of doubt, every prayer whispered in tears has led to this very moment. You have walked through exposure, cleansing, reversal, and restoration. Now heaven writes its final decree. You are owned by light. Archangel Michael stands before you holding a crown unlike any other. It shimmers with living fire, with inscriptions only angels can read. Each flame on the crown represents a season you survived. Every scar, every loss, every test you overcame has become a gemstone within this diadem. Michael says, these are not wounds, they are signatures of endurance. He lowers the crown slowly, placing it upon your spirit. When it touches you, your entire being radiates with power. It feels like peace and thunder blended as one. In that instant, your name is sealed, not just in heaven's record, but within the very fabric of eternity. Michael explains, the crown of ownership means no other power can claim what belongs to God. Your name, your purpose, your legacy, these are now marked with divine authority. The enemy that once sought to steal your name has no jurisdiction left. Even if they try to speak it again, it will carry no sound in the spirit. The fire that guards your name burns continuously, fed by the authority of heaven itself. The Archangel declares, from this day forward, your name will call blessings to you, not battles. The war for your identity is finished. A vision opens before you. The angels form a circle of light, each bowing as the crown upon your head shines brighter. They begin to chant your true name, the one heaven recognizes, the sound that carries your original frequency. The echo rises higher, weaving through galaxies, embedding itself in divine record. You are now fully aligned with your heavenly blueprint. The Archangel smiles and says, you are remembered in all realms. Wherever light exists, your name exists within it. Now the Archangel instructs you to breathe deeply and receive the final seal. He says this is not an ending. It is a beginning. You are now commissioned to walk as a bearer of light, a defender of divine identity, a vessel through whom remembrance will flow. Every person you encounter from this day will feel the presence of divine recognition around you. The peace that radiates from your being will remind them that they, too, have a name written in light. You have become a living reflection of restoration. Michael concludes with a decree. May the crown of ownership rest upon you eternally. May your name remain untouchable. May your legacy endure beyond time. The heavens echoed his words like a final symphony. A wind of golden energy surrounds you, then settles into stillness. You have been sealed completely, body, soul, and spirit. The restoration is total. The story is complete. Now, beloved, if this revelation has touched your heart and confirmed what your spirit already knew, let your light testify. Like this message, share it with others, and let them find their own restoration through it. Comment your declaration below and subscribe so these divine transmissions can continue reaching every corner of the earth. Type "My name is sealed forever" in the comments if this truth burns within you. Blessing code 9999 has now been activated for eternal sealing and divine remembrance. Beloved, if this message has spoken directly into your soul, understand that it is more than a word. It is a calling. The Archangel's mission continues through those who stand with the light. When you support this ministry through Super Thanks, channel membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you become a vessel through which the restoration flows to others. Every seed you release is a prophetic act, a declaration that darkness will not silence divine names anymore. The Archangel whispers, "What you sow into light multiplies in eternity." As you give, decree aloud, "I partner with heaven's restoration." Heaven records your offering as covenant, and the oil of favor begins to flow over your own life. This is not charity, it is alignment. Step into this divine moment and let your giving echo through eternity, restoring names across generations.